Good afternoon. My name is Jessica Young, and I am a fourth grade math teacher in the Moore County Schools District. Today, we are going to go on a virtual mathematical field trip to check out my 5 favorite websites that I use with my students. Today, we're going to look at iReady, Reflex and Frax, 99 Math, Blookit, and Prodigy. Going to start with iReady. This is a program that I use in conjunction with Eureka Math Squared, which is Eureka is the program that I teach through. iReady is research-based learning. It adapts to the needs of my students. It allows for accurate data tracking, and it can be used for interventions. At the beginning of the year, the students will take a diagnostic, which will place them wherever they fell. So if they fall at early fourth grade standards, that is where their My Path will take. And then once they start, they will do lessons each week. I typically have them do 2 to 3, and I will get into why it varies at the next slide. But they will do a lesson and it will teach them, and then it's interactive teaching, and then it will go into a quiz where they will apply what they just learned. I like that it will track data for us. So it shows us where they fall. And when we do a mid-year growth diagnostic and an end-of-year diagnostic, we're able to see, hopefully, where they grew from the beginning of the year to the middle of the year to the end of the year. And it's very easy to read when we are showing parents. I also like that iReady, because it is research-based and it does follow North Carolina standards, after we have 2 diagnostics and a growth check, so 3 data points, we are actually able to start predicting what they will typically score on the EOG. It is not the end all be all, and it's not 100% accurate. However, it is typically fairly accurate with what students are going to score on their EOG, and I find that really interesting. The next programs we're going to look at is Reflex and Frax. They are 2 separate programs, but they fall under the same mother company, so I'm just going to lump them together. This year, my 5th grade math teacher and I got a grant for this program for 4th and 5th grade. So we used it, we loved it, and so much so that the school will be purchasing Reflex next year, because Reflex can be used starting in kindergarten. But these programs they're engaging, game-based learning. They build fact fluency. They are self-paced, and they build confidence. Um, so with Reflex goes over fluency for addition and subtraction, and then multiplication and division up to the 12 times tables. So we're building that fact fluency, so students don't have to think so hard on what 8 plus 6 is. It will just come instantly to them. It is self-paced, so everyone is going at their own pace. And once they get to 100% fluency, then that is when you can bump them up to multiplication and division. Um, and then they're able to earn coins to buy things, to change their avatar, to buy clothes, to work on their tree house. And it's just been a really, really fun game that they've been able to play. And there's multiple games inside of the program. So you start usually with, I think it was 2 games that they start with. And then the more fluent they get, the more games they unlock. And so it's just really fun. And then Frax is the same concept, except it deals with fractions. So this is typically better for late 3rd grade and then 4th and 5th grade. Frax is the same thing. It is just done in space, and they're completing missions. And it's, again, they can earn coins and they can build and change things with their avatars. So overall, this has just been a really fun program. So typically what I do, Reflex and Frax both state that you should get 3 green lights, and that is when you've gotten as much time you need for that day, you'll earn a green light. But to see the most results, you want at least 3 green lights per week. So typically on a week that I have them do Reflex, get the 3 green lights, I only have my students do 2 iReady lessons. And then if it's an odd week or just anything, if I don't need them to do Reflex, then I would have them do the 3 iReadies. But next year I plan to do 3 green lights plus the 2 iReadies every week. 99 Math is one of my favorite warm-up activities. It does also build fact fluency. You can do it whole group or individual game, and then it also can track data. I don't typically use it for the data tracking. I use it as a warm-up activity just to get the kids really engaged and excited. It's something where they can play with the whole class. I always tell them they're in competition with nobody but themselves, but then they can also see where they fell in the class. Were they the first? Were they the fourth? Things like that. And then you can pick the standard or whatever facts that you were trying to work with. Typically in 4th grade, I'm working just on multiplication and division, but occasionally I'll switch it up. and I will do just addition or just subtraction. And again, it will tell me at the end what the class scored. So I always want the kids to try to get at least 90% or higher. Um, but it will track that, and it will tell me what the most commonly missed fact was. And it will tell me how many students missed it. So it's just really nice to see, okay, everyone's missing the 12 times table. We really, really need to hone in on that skill. Look It is another fun activity that I typically will use as a warm up or as a reward if they've been working really really hard. This is also very engaging and fun. This offers different types of games in comparison to 99 Math, and you can also work on a variety of skills, not just fluency. You can also do concept reinforcement. It does give instant feedback, and this one I can also use for review or formative assessment. Bookets, you can either make them your own or you can find some that teachers have already made. Bookets, I do enjoy using. I will use some for fluency if the kids I find are getting bored of 99 Math, but I also like to do it if I'm reviewing for the EOG. I can actually upload EOG released items and then have the kids work it that way, but they're still playing games while doing it, and it keeps it just really fun and just really engaging for them. And then the last one is Prodigy. This is an adaptive game-based learning as well. This boosts confidence. You can track data, and then you can also reinforce the math skills. This is one where students, it does adapt to where they are. They can, and then they are trying to complete quests. Prodigy is typically one I allow for when they get math free time on Fridays if they've completed all of their station work. This is one that students just really enjoy playing. And it's just another thing that I don't have to assign to them. And so it's something different outside of 99 Math or Blooket that they can do. And it is strictly math based. I hope you enjoyed learning about these 5 websites. I find that making sure we're keeping up with the digital world today with our students is crucial. We're not going back to a non-digital world. We're only going to keep moving forward and making sure that we are keeping our students engaged with the learning, making sure they're learning the standards that they need while meeting them where they're at. We know students really enjoy online games. We know they enjoy playing on the computer, and just trying to meet them where they're at, I find to be very important. And these 5 websites I find to be educational. They are learning the facts that I need them to learn, but they're still having fun and enjoying it. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.